Hello everyone, this is Big Benedict. Thanks for rejoining me for my campaign on Master Ninja, difficulty on Ninja Gaiden 2. This is the second chapter, the Castle of the Dragon. Immediately in this first confrontation, you're going to get flanked by an IS Ninja, so double back here, and I delimb this guy right off the bat, but that's just atypical, just random stuff here. But a really good idea to do over here is to fling these guys into the rocks. What happens is, as mentioned in the previous video, when you do the guillotine throw and you throw these guys into the rocks or a building or any kind of anything like that that's fortified, then you're going to be able to dismember them, and then they'll be in an executable state. So that's the first fight. This is a very, very tough level. Make sure you interact with the Gravestone too, so we could access the Windmill Shuriken later on in the game. And then the next fight up here is just two IS ninjas right here. They spawn about halfway down the steps right here, and I had a problem triggering that fight and falling back and getting an on landing charge. But pretty much, if you're getting stuck by an incendiary shuriken, your best bet is to locate somebody on the map who's delimbed. Because a lot of the times in this game, you're facing so many enemies that you have a really good chance that somebody on the map is delimbed. So you want to go over there, press the Y button, do an obliteration technique, and then that'll nullify the incendiary shuriken, any damage you'll receive for that. So this fight triggers right there, but I didn't go over the tripwire point, so I released the charge here, thinking it would screw up, but I doubled back on, got in on landing charge, and had time to do a UT right here on these guys. It's nice. One nice thing that this game does, though, is every chapter, when you start a new chapter, they give you your Nimpo back. So it's nice to be able to have some of that on reserve for this section here, which is really tough. I love this chapter. It's just excruciatingly difficult. That's the bottom line here. I love how it's at night as opposed to Sigma 2 where it's in the daytime. I'm not sure why they changed that, but that change was definitely for the worse here. This game is a lot better. So I got an OT in that, and you're going to notice in a minute that this shop right here lights up. There's time to access that shop if you want to buy anything to prepare for the next part of the battle. You'll see it light up in a second, and I have accessed the shop before and purchased more Nimpo, but it quickly dims. They only give you like a second or two to activate it, and I'm not sure if that was the intent of whoever made this game, but definitely there is time if you get on that shop and press the RB button if you need any more Nimpo or healing items or what have you. We're going to be doing the bridge fight. I'm going to be doing things just in the order that I usually like to do stuff as far as like the bridge fight. So I think that was the last IS Ninja right there. Make sure you purchase anything you want at the store. I purchased a couple of Nimpos. I think the dogs are next. God, the dogs are probably the worst enemy in this game. And that's, coming from someone who thinks that the IS Ninjas are pretty goddamn awful too, but they're just so aggressive, so deadly, so hard to deal with and work with strategy-wise, but I fell back and I fell back and I despawned one of those archers, so I shouldn't have wasted that Nimpo right there, actually, in hindsight, but I was trying something new right here, because I sprinted past this area before, and then when I came back, I noticed that the dogs, they never would cross the line. There's like an invisible barrier where the enemies, they just won't cross the line and come down to you, so I was toying with doing lunar 360 UTs here, but it works, but it just doesn't work as well as I wanted it to, and the dogs will throw incendiary shurikens at you too. Before, when I first came down here, they weren't spitting them at me, so it was just weird that was occurring, and then when I came down here, then they were throwing them at me, breaking my charge. So it's actually better probably to, if you just want to avoid this area, just sprint past it. Don't worry about dealing with the dogs, because when I think about it now, it's like you don't want to waste too much stuff when you're playing the game, right? But you want to make money, but sometimes your attempts to make money are going to be offset by fighting the enemies, in an ironic battle of trying to make money, but you don't want to use any healing items or any Nimpo, because everything's really expensive in this game. So you got to walk a really fine line of if you're trying to make money, you can't afford to be using too many healing items in Magic, because you're just going to have to rebuy those things if you can't find them on the map anywhere. So there's an Herb of Spiritual Life here. I never tested. No, I should have. I'm going to be getting the Crystal Skull when I come back, but there's 3 archers over here shooting that shit at us. There's nothing more aggravating than that. And in this game, you can cast Nimpo while you're on the water. In Sigma 2, you can't. But so yeah, there's 3 guys up here. And if I replayed this chapter, I would have tried to unspawn those guys, because those guys are such a nuisance, and I shouldn't have wasted the Nimpo on them either. Definitely a mistake, but when things are happening so quickly, it's hard to make split-second decisions, and then you'll later regret them. But fortunately, there's no more IS ninjas prior to the save point, so there's a scroll right there, and then hit the save point. And then I believe what I'm going to be doing now, I'm going to go back and I'm going to get the Crystal Skull over here and do the fight on the bridge. Completely optional, but you definitely want to get it. If you don't do this fight over here, you won't have enough Life of the Gods to get all 18 of them. So here's the Crystal Skull. It's the 3rd of 30 Crystal Skulls. There we go. And okay, so now it's a pretty tough fight on the bridge. If you're one of those people that likes to use the Falcon's Talons, you should probably do the battle before this one. Get the Talons, save it, and then do your thing here. But I'm most comfortable with the Dragon Sword here. I believe I may switch out for the Lunar to get a possible UT. There we go. It's always nice to get a UT on these guys right off the bat. I'm probably going to switch out. Yeah, I know myself very well. Okay, so what we have on this bridge, we have a treasure box. You can't access it until you clear all the enemies on the bridge. We have mages, gray ninjas, and IS ninjas. It's a pretty standard assortment of enemies. Yeah, they're pretty aggressive too, and these, there we go, got a couple of limbs sundered right there. So I'm working on my gameplay. I'm trying to get better. This game is just excruciatingly hard. It's just so goddamn hard. It's not even funny. But it's a pleasure to play it. But it's also when you get jabbed in the back like that, you get so pissed off. There we go. That was a nice counterattack right there. So some more. Okay, so now we have, looks like 4 gray ninjas left. Whenever possible, do UTs to get the most money here, because whenever there's just these guys hanging around, it's a good idea to do UTs and try to if you can. There, I knew some more ninjas would be dropping down there. Those guys prevent you from spamming for money, and that's what I really hate about those enemies right there. But if you can clear them, get them out of the way, and then just have these enemies here whose attacks don't break your guard, or your charge rather, then we can start grinding for money. There we go. I'm just doing the guillotine throw, trying to do charges from time to time. There's just really no way of not taking damage here, and got an Azuna drop there, got some splash damage for getting that body slam kill, got some Nimpo fortunately. Now we're gonna just work with what we get. It's a pretty intense battle. There's a lot more enemies than there are here in Sigma 2 for sure. Some people think this game is not cheap, or excuse me, that it is cheap. It's not hard, but I think it's really goddamn hard. If it is cheap, it is. That's what it is. It's hard because it's cheap, I think, but it is really a test of your skill too, and stamina in battle. I mean, look at all these enemies here. They never stop spawning. Okay, nice. We got a beheading right there. Fortunately, that was the last guy we had to clear. So here's the third Life of the Gods of 18. So it looks like there's 15 more left. We're going to be getting all those. So now we're going to be backtracking to the save point and then doing first getting the Falcon's Talons via a very tough fight. We can't access those targets, unfortunately, since this is not New Game Plus. I think you can play New Game Plus in this game if you cleared Master Ninja, then played Master Ninja again, but that's not how. I don't have Master Ninja defeated yet, so it's strictly it's a new campaign. Starting over from scratch, have to just unlock the difficulty mode. So this next fight, I'm going to spawn it right by doing the flying swallow over there, and then I'm going to charge up with an attack right here, charge a UT here, because I'm not showing off here, I'm just trying to get some money. And there's no real point of showing off in this. Where things could really start to show off as a player is if you're beating some of these really tough battles, like the Rod of Trials fight coming up here. It's a really tough fight too. So here I'm just trying to collect as much money as I possibly can. Trying to sunder these guys' limbs. There's going to be an archer up there. We'll deal with him presently. I think I may even try to unspawn him. So here I'm charging a UT to get as most money as I possibly can. And if you're wondering about that, I think I mentioned it in the last video. You get the most money for doing a UT. It's obvious. So there's the guy shooting shit up there. I believe what I did was I ran away to the very he may be he's gone. I unspawned him. You definitely, if you don't want to deal with him, just run back to where the water area is. You either get bats here or money totaling $1,000. So get used to this room because I may be coming back here for the Rod of Trials fight to deal with some ninjas, like 3 at a time here. But all I'm doing here is throwing these guys into the wall. It's very tough. I mean, look at all the shit that's going on here. It's crazy here. So try not to target when you do have access to Nympho. Don't target the guys that are D-limb because that's just wasteful. Sometimes that just happens because things are going so fast and you can't help it. But just kill all the guys that are D-limbed and then throw the guys into the walls with the guillotine throw. That's your best bet here. It does require a little bit of luck in making the guillotine throw connect. It's not really luck to get the thing to connect the guillotine throw. It's just you have to be right next to the enemy and it will work. It's not broken or anything like that. It works, better than it could work. I mean, they could have it work not even very well, but it works very well if you know how to do it and if you're doing it well. Got in a couple parries right there. Those are good too. Because the parry, sometimes the parry will miss intentionally because the game won't always give it to you. But there we go. Got a head flying in the air right there, sticking to the pole. Oh man, I hate that move. You can't get around that move right there. You're just locked into an animation where your ass is grass. Anyway, so I think that was the last enemy. So our reward for that fight is the Falcon's Talons. And then the next... Oh, no. Okay. The box had the grains of spiritual life, but there's the Falcon's Talons. There's a head right there. That was cool. Now I'm going to go back to the save point, and then the next fight is going to be the Rod of Trials fight. Very tough fight, but first of all, save it. Okay, next we're going to be doing the Rod of Trials fight. I think if you don't want to do it, you could probably backtrack to this area and just unspawn the whole procedure. Not sure how it works exactly, but I know that I've ran back to the save points sometimes before and unspawn the fight. It'll happen. I'm not sure if after that. Right here I was casting the Inferno out of fear right there, so I couldn't get in the building. I did this method on Mentor mode, and it worked out. It's a pretty good technique. I'm sure it's not unique to my own self, but I know that I used it on Mentor, and it worked pretty well. What happens is there's just a seemingly never-ending amount of these IS ninjas here, and it's usually about you fight like 2 or 3 of them, and then the door will close on you. And then what you want to do is you go back to the door, and then you let a couple in, and I like to come to about this area here and just fling them into the wall. Make sure you have some health, some healing items. Casting Inferno sometimes will yield health drops. I seem to get fewer health drops whenever I do an obliteration technique. and always have more chances of getting a health drop when I'm just slashing up the enemies. So you will see me do that sometimes. I don't even think I got a single health drop this whole time until the very end when I got the little cutscene that says the candles were lit. But you will see me when there's just like one guy left and he's delimbed. I won't OT him. I'll try to slash at him to get a health drop. This is just this gets pretty damn old here. All it is you won't have to fight the I think I know I cast the Inferno at one point. I know I got jacked up at one point when I was at the door, and they shot a flaming arrow through the door at me. And when I was trying to open the door, it was such bullshit. But I think if you're in this area, you unspawn the archers over here. So you do have to take out I don't know. It seemed like there were 50 of these fuckers in here, but there's probably like 30. I don't know. It's mainly about 2 or. See right here, I'm slashing at the guy trying to get a blue drop right there. Nothing doing. So right there, that was complete bullshit. Wouldn't you agree? But I guess I'm kind of being cheap like this. But anyway, so I had 100,000 essence. I bought a few items, and I was down to 75,000 essence. So after this, I'm definitely going to be grinding for money, unspawning any archers that are going to take off health from me too much. But anyway, here, this is a pretty good technique. I mean, it's either you fight in the courtyard and you should probably deal with the archers if you're going to do that. But this works well enough, and it's pretty. I mean, this is probably like the best thing I could think of to do for this section here. And a lot of times when you're fighting these guys, it sounds like you're getting damaged a lot more than you really are because all the explosions that are going off. As long as you're blocking and not getting clawed at by them with their Falcon's Talons that they have, it's okay. It just sounds a lot worse than it is when you're actually fighting these guys. And so many explosions are going off. But if you're keeping your guard up and evading after you get your guard broken and, immuning yourself. Here I'm trying to get a drop. Was this the last guy? No. I know it was in that spot where I got the last guy. And they finally gave me a health drop. So I said, you know what? I'm sick of this. Let me throw some nymph out. I don't even think I hit anybody, did I? But, this is really... I think that was I was going to say triangle parry. A Y parry. Yeah, they're just... and this is how many there are in reality. You don't, fight more just because you're doing this strategy or fight less, but... yeah, so this is my corner that I like to go to. And you kind of have to position yourself to where you anticipate a ninja to come. Is this the last guy right here? And then throw him? Yeah. Finally I got a health drop when the damn trial was over. But anyway, that's the Rod of Trials that we're going to grab, and that will enable us to participate in any subsequent trials. They're in chapters 3 through 9, I believe, or 3 through 11. I can't recall exactly, but here's the Rod of Trials. Having acquired the Rod of Trials, now we're going to ascend the mountain, and make sure you jump over this side here and charge and attack. I'm going to be doing a lot of UTs on these guys here. I believe there's 3 of these guys here, 3 IS ninjas, and then what you want to do is I fast forwarded this footage of me backtracking, just for your guys' convenience. I did so to save my progress, to save the fact that I got the UT kills and I got a lot of money, and most importantly, I think, to unspawn those motherfuckers on top of the towers up there. We're going to be getting an item up here first of all, and you're going to get shot at. Try not to get hit. It's easier. It's not that hard, trust me. And then I'm going to backtrack again because going back again is going to be the only reason I'm doing this is because I want to unspawn that son of a bitch who just shot at me right there. And then from here on out, we're going to have some more IS ninjas greeting us. But you don't want to fight these guys when you have any stationary enemies in those towers. So it's a good idea to unspawn those guys. I personally don't think it's cowardly. I think it's more of a strategical thing to do. And just like this here, since you can't get a UT on these guys if you're not in cover, because they're going to throw... like, watch this right here. I thought I could do it, and this was just me being arrogant here. See that? He interrupted my charge, and I thought I could get away with it, but this game doesn't let you get away with it. So what you have to do is prepare your charge if you want to grind for money on these guys, you have to go around a corner so that these guys walk around and then obliviously to just come into your UT. It's a really good technique to do. I'll be doing it by the save point too several times. So got those guys out of the tower. Now I'm just scanning my environment up here. Now I think there's about 10 more. I shit you not. There's about 10 more ninjas, and what I'm going to do is something that I like to do from what I always do in this game, and well, not this game, but Sigma 2 is. Actually, I started doing it in the chapter where you come back to this level. It was really handy to do this, but you can do it in Sigma 2 with the dogs, but it's kind of stupid. But anyway, so up here, I'm holding my own up here on the tower. You see, I was trying to get a charge right there, and the game won't let you. You can get an ET if you absorb essence real quick, but it's a really good idea to just stay up on this tower and just watch how many guys come up here. It's just incredible how many enemies that there. Look at all these guys coming down the hill right there too. So this weapon works really well on these guys. So they're just going to keep jumping up to you. Just keep lightly attacking them and do your obliteration technique, or just keep killing them in the manner I spoke about to get blue essence if need be. I was pretty much of the mindset that there's no way in hell I'm using any healing items right here in view of the fact that there's a save point, just up that hill. I'm not going to waste any healing items. And you have to have that mentality a lot in this game of conservation and not wasting stuff. It's a big, I got a little health back right there, so that was good too. And I saw the save point glow, so that was beckoning me home right there. And I knew that there's no more enemies left, so I was going to go over here and save it. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm aware that these guys flank you. There's one guy that flanks you from the rear, and then I think there's two guys coming up from the back. But what I like to do here is throw these guys against the cave, right, to get them to the point where they're walking around at a crawl. And then what you do is you go back over here and charge up. Now I do this several times, and trust me, I'm not being cowardly because I'll always go into the fray and get my hands dirty in this game, but I need a lot of money. I wasted a lot of money on that Rod of Trials challenge, and from here on out, we need to accumulate a lot of money to keep up with the demands of the game and healing and using Nimpo and stuff. So jump up here and make sure you save it first. Spawn these guys here, and then jump down here. This didn't work out, I don't think, too well. I got an ET on that guy. But what happens here is same deal. Now I'm gonna. They're not delimbed, I don't believe, but I'm still gonna go back here as quick as I can. Just kind of grit my teeth, see if I can get it in. I got the UT going, and it actually killed both of these guys. Now what's going on is when we come back to that same area, you see the save statue is dimmed. That means that there's more enemies in the vicinity. So I think I'm gonna equip my lunar in a minute if I haven't already. Here we go. Yeah, I didn't even equip the lunar. My goal here, or my plan, my main plan was to just guillotine throw these guys into the wall. And the reason I'm not obliterating them or executing them is because I want money. I want big time money. So I'm going to stand back here, and it took about almost a full minute for these assholes to get over to me, and I sped it all up for your guys' convenience. But watch as they come real quick right here. They're coming. This took a long time, so I had to speed it up. But there we go. I want my money, bitch. That's how you really got to think in this game. Give me my fucking money. You really have to think about in terms of money a lot in this game. So I still can't access the save point. I was kind of curious about what was going on, and what was going on was that the archers were up there still. I thought there were might have been more IS ninjas, but those damn archers up there. So I think they pushed me down with one shot. Yeah, that pissed me off real bad. I thought they would jump on down and into my charge, but they don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delimb them so they can't use their bow and arrows. Then I'm going to do UTs on these guys to get my money. This is it's so important to get a lot of money in this game. I shit you not. It's a very, you have to be conscious of it a lot, and if you're not grinding for money, at least try not to waste too many items. But yeah, so definitely, do your UTs here, get all your money. It's the most important thing in my opinion. So I have over 85,000 right now. I'm going to get even more. All right, up ahead we have we're going to have a Nimpo or excuse me, I was going to say a Nimpo Ninja. What we have actually is the IS Ninjas. So definitely hop on back here and try to prepare a charge if you want to. I even go down here because I know these guys are going to follow me down into this shaft here. The reason you don't want to fight these guys out in the open is because you're going to have 2 or 3 archers on the bridge. So there may even be some more of these melee ninjas here. Yep. They seem to never stop spawning in this level. And then once you clear these guys, we're going to be going up the... I can't tell you how hard this when you're redoing this chapter later on in the game, after the Elizabeth boss fight. Oh man, that is so fucking hard because you're going backwards. You're going down the hill here from the top of the pagoda, I think it is, wherever his goal is, where his father's fighting Genshin right now. It is so extremely hard. There's like, and it's weird because in Sigma 2 they took out every single enemy. It's crazy how difficult it is. I don't know why they chose to take out every enemy, but that's what they did. That guy just popped. There was a true pop in right there. So just be really careful of these guys. They're not too tough. I mean, their fire arrows do damage you severely, but you can parry their attacks like I just did right there. Beautiful lighting in this section here too. This game might not look as polished as Sigma 2, but I'm telling you, this game is a lot better in my opinion. But if you like Sigma 2, that's your own prerogative, and that's cool. But definitely stay down here when you're fighting these guys. Got a Nimpo drop right there, which is good and always handy. I'm going to also be, when I trigger the fight up on top of the area where the Nimpo ninjas are, I'm going to be dropping down here too to be throwing everybody against this rock wall here. Watch out for the archer near the save point inside. It's kind of cheap, but they do it in Sigma too. So those guys will disappear. So this chest will either have ghost fish or a better thing to do right there actually is to just charge up before they attack, because they don't attack until you do. So jump down here, spawn these guys, get a UT if you can possibly do so. That's what I did. There's just those 2 guys here, and then that's it for that. And then I would probably recommend, what did I do? Okay, no, I saved it before this confrontation since there's only 2 of these guys. But like I said in the first video, I can't really tell you where to save it. You need to save it wherever is best for you to do so. Anyway, so here was what I was talking about. I got a good on landing charge right there. See, the Dragon Sword just has no range though. It's unfortunate, but it's the weapon I'm most comfortable with. So, very tough battle. This is a hard battle. I really struggled with this battle quite a lot here, and that move right there, I fucking hate that move where they drive you back with the fireball. It's kind of your punishment for, daring to, fly swallow. It always happens on a fly swallow to me. I go in for a fly swallow on a mage. The guy drives me back with fireball projectile, and that thing is killer. The only thing that it hurts you more is the fire geysers that they shoot up. But anyway, more guys dropping in down here. There is a point up ahead where you can. There's 4 mages that will spawn indefinitely, and I tested it for a little bit, trying to get some money, because even though I ended Chapter 1 with 180,000 essence, I went into Chapter 3, I just finished this level, I went into Chapter 3 with 25,000. So that's how much purchases I made. I also upgraded the Falcon's Talons so I could do an Azuna drop via the Flying Swallow move, which I will be showing you. It's I don't really like the Falcon's Talons, but it does have a pretty good move that you can use. It'll come in handy on the trial, one of the Tests of Valor if I can pull it off. Anyway, so there was a good parry there. Got punished. These guys are really aggressive, and I have the sword up to level 2, as you can recall. But here I'm just charging an attack. I'm trying to get money here. So I made quite a few purchases, and it's just so easy to run out of money here. So what I was talking about a moment ago was So once you get the sword up to level 2, all your UTs, those will give you 1,050 as opposed to 490 from the UT from a level 1 sword. And I tested it out with the level 3 sword, and it gives you the same amount. So pretty much that's the most you could get from killing these types of enemies. I'm not sure about the fiends. You may get more. I think you might get 2,400 from those. So we cleared all the enemies up here, and this is normally where the fight would take place. But so these guys right here on the roof here, there's 4 of these melee ninjas. You could throw them off. I think they come back, so you have to kill them. But this is really hard because if you fall off the roof and go down there, they'll follow you, and then once you get back up here, they'll spawn every single time. So I was lucky right there that I got some immunity during the fire geyser attack. But not only is this part hard, but it's hard inside once you get down. See, I dropped on accident right there, and it was just as well, but I didn't even want to use that nympho, but I got paranoid. Sometimes the mages will follow you in here, but I've only experienced one mage follow me in here. So the guillotine throw is your best friend in here. Just remember that you can't backtrack to the store once you come in here or anything like that. So what you do want to do the cinematic here with the bow and arrow, and I backtracked right here knowing I should have done it before. Grab the bow and arrow, do the cinematic, and then save it save it after the cinematic, because even though I don't do it here, I'm just telling you right now, because we have a very tough fight ahead. I saved it on a separate slot right there just in case I wanted to backtrack to another save point at some other time if I wasn't doing too well, if I needed more money or something. But that's grinding for money on those mages is really not doable. I mean, you can, but it doesn't work well. They're too damaging of enemies. So up ahead is the Shadow Ninja Rasetsu fight. It's a copy of what we just did for the first boss. It's pretty lazy actually, but anyway, so it's the same fight again, a little less room to work with though. And so here he's going to drop down, and this is the fight here. What you want to do is same tactics from before. Here he is. He's growling right there. The tactics I mentioned, though, I don't know if there is an infinite number of the IS ninjas. There's not an infinite number once you kill the boss. I'm just not sure if... I tried to... You know what? Okay, so what I was doing here was I wasn't even focusing on the IS ninjas with the fire. I was saying to myself, this is doing pretty good damage to this boss just with one Inferno. So look how much it damages him. So I would recommend that you come here with 6 uses of your Inferno magic, because there's no real use for the Inferno after this part anywhere, except for some enemies, which you really don't even need it for. But if you throw 6 Infernos at that guy, it works really well, and then you could just focus on whatever IS ninjas are left. And the really bad thing about this part is that anytime you die after you win this fight, which is hard enough, it's hard to win this fight here. But if you ever pass this part and then die, you'll have to redo the fight over again. It's really, really fucked up, but it's not hard. Just be on your guard as best as you can over here. And so I'll show you exactly what you need to do here. Equip the Lunar, and we're going to have a couple of IS ninjas. I think there's just 2 of these guys. So I'm just kind of inching around the corner, trying to make them spawn. There they go. They spawned. I ran into the wall, couldn't get it on landing charge, but just guillotine throw these guys. It is a little bit of nerve-wracking business to be on your guard over here. I sped this footage up right here because the guy was taking too long to come over to me. I knew he would, and then I think I missed. Yeah, it didn't connect right there. So there's me thinking I can get away with the UT, in plain sight of these guys, which is just foolhardy to think that. So now what I'm going to do is just go over here and charge an attack. I don't need to do this. I just want to do this to get my 1,050 essence per kill. So that's what you really need to do if you want a lot of money. So I think I wind path off this guy's head. Yep, there we go. That always reminds me of Mario Brothers. Unfortunately, it doesn't kill the guy by stomping on the Goomba's head here. anyway, so take that guy out, and up ahead we're gonna have some more IS ninjas. Don't get the chest right now unless you need it, but because it could contain bats, you don't want to. You see, I already had enough grains of spiritual life right there anyway, so I didn't need to even deal with. I'm going to be coming back to that area, but this area over here, you see how as I approached that partition, they just came out. The other one upstairs, they let you get like right next to it, and then they won't even come through the partition. So what I do upstairs on that one is that I do a lunar 360 UT. I was going to do it there, but they came out and they anticipated my arrival, and I didn't even know that they would do that, but sure enough they did. So here comes the guy again. I'm preparing my charge, not because I need to, but because I want a lot of money. So he should be coming up over here. I don't believe I had to speed this footage up here. So this will be the second to the last enemy that's coming up here. The wood got in my way right there, but I still connected with this guy enough to make all the hits count. And then, as you know from playing Sigma 2, if you've played that game, there's going to be one enemy near the safe statue. It's just that on this mode, it's not on this mode, it's an IS ninja, of course. They make everything harder on this game. On Sigma 2, on Master Ninja mode, it's just an enemy, a regular gray ninja. All right, so you want to save it there after slaying that foe, and then restock your bow and arrow, your arrows if need be. You shouldn't really need to since we just got the bow. You could skip this cutscene right there and then charge your attack right there on this guy here. You always want to get a UT charged with the arrows, because just like the weapons, when you do a UT, you get more money. So this can kind of be hard. It would be cool if you can do some like Gears of War moves over here and kind of glue yourself to cover and switch shoulders, that you're aiming on, but you can't. So I released the bow right there because I didn't want to absorb that essence that I knew that I had yielded from a red UT. So there's one more guy over here, and unfortunately you can't move when you're locked in a place like this. So I'm going to have to release the charge. So here we go. I like how on this game, and by the way, you don't need to get a headshot. It doesn't give you more money, but it is pretty cool. But anyway, I like how on this game, how you have to interact with these two tablets right here that are glowing. It would be cool if they gave you essence or something like red essence. But in Sigma 2, they just they stripped all the depth out of this area by just having it already be done for you. And sure, it's like a third grade baby puzzle, but it makes you do something. It makes you interact with the environment. This jewel here. Anyway, so up ahead is going to be an item pickup. Two item pickups actually. One is going to be the crystal skull. This one's the mushroom, Devil's Way mushroom. And here's don't go down the trap door unless you want to save it. So I'm going to grab this crystal skull, and then when I exit, I did actually save it before this because I didn't want to mess this part up. So you see their claws are going through the window or the little partition there. They don't break the thing down like they did before. You see a minute ago when I was talking about that. And by the way, you can fall down, so be careful of that. They won't chase you down, but it'll, yeah, that damn hit, that sucks right there. So anyway, it's good to get that lunar 360 UT through the partition and do a lot of damage. I think you get the same amount of money for doing the lunar UT charge. I don't think you get more money for doing it. I personally have a really hard time doing that move because I have carpal tunnel syndrome in the hand that does the rotation, and I always fail it because my hand doesn't work properly. It's a damn shame, but I have to work with it and live with it. So I have a really hard time of getting that 360 to go. Anyway, so we're placing jewels here. If it was with my right hand, I could do it better. But so anyway, here's the cinematic right here. And what do I do here? Okay, so just auto aim at that jewel if you want to, and then we're going to be going through the mouth of the dragon here. And what I do is I save it and then I backtracked to get the the grains of spiritual life that I ended up using on one of these fights, and also that chest. After the Shadow Ninja Rasetsu fight down there, you'll recall that I couldn't pick up that grains of spiritual life, so I saved it. Okay, now save it over here, and we're going to be heading out the window. And I'm equipping this. This weapon works really well, actually, for killing multiple enemies with the red UT. I may do the attack where I do the flying swallow and then I Azuna drop. Let me see if I do it over here somewhere. I'm not the best. Okay, never mind. My bad. You can't do that move on these guys. These guys won't let you do it. They totally resist that move. I'll do it inside, and I'll show you how to do it. It's a really good move. I don't think it's a published move, but my guide told me how to do it. The book that I bought, the Prime official guidebook for this game, it goes over that move, and not in depth, but it at least told me how to do it. And so it's a pretty good move you can do. Again, it's just one of those moves that it's really, really super useful, but I can't pull it off that much. It's pretty hard to do sometimes, but I guess maybe I need more practice with it. Anyway, there goes a regular Azuna drop. And normally when I have this weapon equipped, I'm just not super comfortable with having it on. Anyway, so we're going to grab the essence, go back and save it, since we did pretty well with getting UTs there. And at that point in the battle, I went back and got the chest and the corpse down there with the grains of spiritual life. So now I'm going to show you how to do that move. Let me see where... Yeah, you see that move right there? You fly swallow at the enemy, and then when you're in that animation of cutting his head off, or almost cutting his head off, then you press XY. So you jump towards the enemy with the A button. You press Y to do the flying swallow. Then you press XY, and it instigates the Azuna drop from the flying swallow. It kind of is reminiscent of how you can do a flying swallow off a wind path in Ninja Gaiden 3. A really awesome move that they took out of Razor's Edge for some reason. But what you would do, see, I almost did it right there. See, I'm not good at it. But what you could do in Ninja Gaiden 3, it was such a badass move. You would do a flying swallow, and then you would you would wind path off some guy's head, and then you would do the flying swallow. So you would jab your sword in after you were hitting the guy's head. It was the best move I've ever seen. One of the best moves. I also like how in that game you can jump in the air and aim with the bow in slow motion. You can only in Razor's Edge they make you have they force you to use your key to do that move, which really sucks. So you can't always do it unless you have key built up. But anyway, so now we're gonna have some more of these IS ninjas coming down here. So just prepare for these guys' descent down the stairs here. And now on these guys here, you can do the fly swallow them and then press XY to do the move. See if I can pull it off eventually. There we go. Just cut that guy's head off. Fell down here. The guy wouldn't follow me up. So now what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go back up the stairs and deal with this foe here. So as far as needing assistance with Genshin, oh, he disappeared on me. Lovely. Okay, so the lives of the 1,000 gods. Oh, there he is. Son of a bitch. Where was he? Where was he, man? I think that was the last one too. So make all your purchases at the shop. I would just recommend for the fight with Genshin. Of course, the guy's got to have fucking lackeys with him. But I would just recommend having the dragon sword. I only had it at level 2 right here. So I mean, I still only have it at level 2. I'm currently on the 3rd chapter of this game. But yeah, it's a pretty manageable fight. Make sure you have enough Nimpo to just get the lackeys out of the goddamn way. Make sure you also remember to get this Life of the Gods item right over here too, prior to the fight. It's easy to miss that, but okay. So anyway, we're gonna instigate the fight right over here, and okay. Priority number one: just get the lackeys out of the way. I don't know why this game puts in lackeys for bosses. This room is way too small anyway. It just doesn't make any sense that a formidable boss like this needs lackeys every fucking time you fight this guy. I think there's one instance where he doesn't have lackeys on the volcano when you fight him for the third of 4 times, but I know on the last time he doesn't have it either. But the first 2 fights he always has these IS ninjas with him. So just get these guys out of the way. There are a finite number of them, so just make sure you have enough Nimpo. 1 Nimpo will kill the lackey. So once they're gone, then we can actually start fighting this guy. He's not that hard actually. You mainly want to just do Y attacks to deal the most damage. And if you're really struggling on him, upgrade your sword to level 3. Then you'll have a much easier time of just killing him. Pretty much all I'm doing is just I'm just waiting for him to attack. I'm evading all of his combo hits if possible, and I'm always keeping a look at my health to make sure that it's not less than 50%. And then see right here, I'm just waiting for him to attack, dodge, and then evade over to him after he's through with all his combo attacks. Once you go in for a hit, and if you're not connecting like on the first hit, then just don't proceed to hit him anymore. Then he'll probably start jacking you up. So, like right here, I'm going to heal myself. Probably got in a couple of good hits right there. You don't want to. He's got anti-air techniques, meaning that he doesn't like it when you're jumping around, and he'll cut you down while you're in the air. So just don't jump, just evade dash like I'm doing right there. I mean, you can jump when he's doing his combo and stuff like that. It's just that he'll fly swallow you when you're trying to do any aerial attacks on him. So he's got some pretty damaging moves. He doesn't have any grab moves that I'm aware of. Pretty much just go to town with your Y attacks. And it's actually not that bad. I think he's even harder on Sigma 2. It's just that he had lackeys this time. So, I mean, look at all that damage I just dealt him right there. It's consistent damage, too. So, just make sure you're always keeping an eye on your health. And it's not that bad. It looks harder than it is, and you'll probably struggle a bit. But just get the lackeys out of the way, then you could just, fight this guy mano-y-mano. And he's almost dead. Just one more hit.